Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 12. Welcome to day 12 devotion. Day 12 of our meditation today is titled Devotion. And I'm excited about today. I'm excited about every day, right? But you should be. You should be excited about every moment of your life. It's so exciting because you don't know what's going to happen next. So be excited about it. Don't be anxious about it. But anyway, I'm excited about today's meditation because I'm going to be talking to you. I'm going to share two quotes from our journal that Crystal and I did, 21 days of meditation. And so the light kind of is not really give it any justice, but it'll be posted in a description box how you can purchase this journal. And so Crystal and I launched this journal, and it's been life changing for a lot of people. We have 7 different topics that we talk about in the journal, and they're our favorite quotes, and then our commentary at the bottom of some of our favorite quotes. And in the journal, one of my favorite quotes was a quote of Crystal's, actually. And so I'm going to share it with you in a few minutes, but that's what I'm going to be talking to you mostly about today. But the title is Devotion, and it's important to have some type of devotion in your life for your day, especially because we don't have all of the answers. You know, we have wisdom, we read, we write, we as a human race, but it's just important to have an everyday ritual because those are things that help you get throughout your day. And there's some pretty smart people in the world. And so one of my favorites before I wrote my own journal, Crystal and I, was The Wisdom of Sundays. You can probably see it here by Oprah Winfrey. And she kind of did the same thing. So she has Super Soul Conversations on Sundays, and she pretty much summarized all some of those conversations that she had, and she put it into a book. So Oprah has some very smart friends, and I just love some of the conversations. I actually watch it on Sundays. I listen to the podcast, and then I have the book here in my meditation room. And so my devotion was going into my meditation room most mornings. I'll read a page or two from Oprah's book. One year I had Acts of Faith that I would read by Iyanla Vanzant, but that was my devotion every morning. I would read the day, the affirmation for the day, and I would just meditate on that affirmation throughout the day. And for me, because your devotion may be at lunchtime, during your lunchtime, everybody's life is different. Sometimes you're rushing off to work in the morning, you have to get the kids ready, get yourself ready. So not everybody has that time in the morning for their devotion. So yours may be at lunchtime or it may be in the evening, but I'm just saying find some time throughout the day. And it helps when you can have this devotion at the same time because you kind of train your brain up. It's happening like every day. I have an alarm actually going off a little bit, but I have an alarm to remind me to pray at the same time every day, and I'll stop, I pray, and I go on. That's part of my daily devotion. And so I shared mine. Hopefully, you have one. If not, you can find you a journal. Maybe your devotion is writing your own thoughts for the day. Mine is kind of like I would read, like I said before, I had 21 days of positive living, and I still read the Wisdom of Sundays, but then I'll have a journal where I'll write, my thoughts about that. Or maybe your devotion is not reading someone else's book or journal or devotion, it's your own. However, some type of devotion. And during my devotion, I love tea. I'm a tea drinker. I have all types of teas. I have my tea. So it's my tea time, my me time. I have candles. If you can see, you probably can't see, but I have candles burning. I have my diffuser. And I just set up my space. because it gets me, it actually helps me with my devotion, because I know I'm not like dreading my devotion, like, oh, I gotta read this chapter, or oh, I gotta read this, I gotta read that. Like, I'm excited about it because I've created this safe space for me where I'll have my tea, I'll have my candles burning, I have my diffuser, so it smells all lavender. Right now, I have a lavender scent. But yeah, there are like many essential oils that you can purchase, but with whatever fragrances you like. I also like orange. I have some, what do I have here? I have orange, I have lemon, I have jasmine, I have different type of essential oils. And so just set up your space so you're excited about your devotion. And if you can, like I said, do it at the same time every day to remind you. So enough instruction. We're going to jump into 21 Days of Positive Living journal that Crystal and I wrote. And so this is kind of, this is me sharing what my devotion will look like. You see my space, I have my tea, and then I'll have, whether I'm reading from this book or Wisdom of Sundays or Acts of Faith, but I'm reading, and I'm going to share this quote with you. Living in the present is embracing your future. And so in our journal, like I said, we have our favorite quotes of, various people. This is in our wisdom section of the journal because it's broken down into 7 different sections. So this comes from our wisdom chapter, day 2. Each topic actually has 21 days of quotes. And then our commentary is actually at the bottom. So it may be a quote in here from Oprah, but our message, what we thought about it, is actually at the bottom of it. So I believe this was one that I wrote. It's Crystal's quote. I quoted her, but it's actually my commentary. And then over here on this page is where you, the reader, can write, well, what was your thoughts on this quote? So again, sharing what my devotion looks like during my time. And living in the present is embracing your future, by Crystal Marie. A year ago, I would not have understood this quote. In the book, Love is Letting Go of Fear, it is explained so clearly. We believe all negative things that happen in our past will be the same for our future. This type of thinking will cause patterns and continue to repeat itself in your present. Worrying about the past and believing your future will turn out the same affects your present, and therefore your mindset is your future is ruined without the possibility of change. However, when you live in the present by being conscious and enjoying the moment, seeing the beauty of what's in front of you, changing things you have control over, and accepting what you cannot, it is then you begin to love, live, and laugh out loud. I love that laugh out loud, right? So yeah, Crystal quoted, it was her quote that I got from something she said probably in one of her books. And then that was my commentary that I read afterwards, what I thought of that quote. And so to break that down for you, Crystal said, living in the present is embracing your future. And it's so true. Like when you're present, when you're only worrying about like today, right now, you're not thinking about the past, because the past is scary. In the past, and I wrote that here, but I'm just going to break it down to make it really simple for you. When you're in the past, and if you had a bad past, you're like, oh my God, like this happened, that happened, and what if it happens again? So now I'm bringing my past into my present, because I'm not present, I'm in the past. So I'm bringing the past all the way up here with right now, and then I'm thinking that up there, the future, which is ahead, is going to be like my past. So what I'm doing is I'm emerging the two. I'm bringing past to present. I'm bringing future to present. And so now what did I just do? I just made my past, my future, my present and my future all in the same. And that's what drives us crazy, people. That is what brings anxiety. And that's why we're like living a present. That's why you hear so much today, like present, present, present is so important. Like we're just only supposed to learn from the past, not completely, forget the past. Some people are good like that. They can completely erase the past, but I'm not that good. I can't erase the past, but what I can do is learn from it. Like, oh, like that failure that I had back there, what we talked about on yesterday, that failure, I remember that. So I know not to do it that way this time. You know, I'm going to be, and potentially that's what makes you successful because you have all this wisdom, and that's why I also say when you fail, you also succeed too because you're just learning. We have to learn. Like you just don't go a whole life without learning anything. And so I love that. That comes from our journal, 21 Days of Positive Living, in our wisdom section, and that was day 2. So I want to share another day with you all from our positive living section of the journal. Also day 2. And this was one of my quotes. Today, I have the power to stop doing things that are no longer working for me. Me, Ebony Celeste said that. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, yet expect a different result. Right now, believe you have the power to change. Having a spiritual practice is putting your worries and all which troubles you into something else. You were not made to carry all your burdens. Believing in something bigger than you saves your life every day, makes you happier. And when challenges come, a spiritual practice comes. A spiritual practice keeps you grounded. Relying on God, who is faithful, gives you peace because you know and believe He has got your back. Let's practice. Repeat out loud and write as many times as you can. I know and believe you, God, universe, Mother Nature, or whomever you believe in, as long as there's a higher power than you. And I absolutely believe that. I don't care who you believe in, but you have to believe in something higher than you because as I don't know, as crazy as it may seem, I have to say this because my dad actually thinks he's a superhero. Like he think he has it all together. He think he's the man.com, the bomb.com. And so I say that because contrary to popular belief, you can't do this life alone. Like you need to believe in something higher than you on those days when it's rough and tough. You have someone that you can, call on and be like, hey, I need some help down here. So whether it's the universe, whether it's Mother Nature, whether it's God, you just have to have someone you can fall back on. And so as it said earlier, if you have some type of spiritual practice, then you have somewhere to put those worries and those troubles. And so how fitting, right? Because today is day 12, devotion. I just shared my all with you when it comes to my devotion time, what I do, what I'm doing. And so as I read, whether it's this book or anybody else's book, because there's some smart people in the world, there are some really good devotions. I have several. I just didn't bring them all here on this video. However, this is what I'm doing. And then afterwards, I'm just, meditating on what I just read, especially if it's something new that I haven't heard before. And even for the reminders, I'm just like, yes, thank you for that reminder, God. Thank you for that reminder, universe. Like, I'm here, I'm with you, I believe you, let's do this. And so we're just going to spend these last seconds, this last minute, and we're going to manifest, and we're going to meditate on what we talked about here today. We're just going to meditate on setting up our space, maybe what we're going to do, how we're going to improve our space or create our space, or what books we're going to purchase to help us, the journals we're going to purchase so we can write about our day or what we just read about. We're going to say thank you. Thank you for this devotion. Thank you for this time. Thank you, self, for the good tea or coffee or favorite beverage you're going to bring during devotion time. Thank you for the space that I'm going to create to make it a sacred place, to make it exciting to come to. Thank you for the freedom to do it. Thank you for the serenity. Thank you for the new change and the wisdom that I'm going to gain during devotion time. Life is so good. Life is wonderful. Life is great. I create the life I want. I create the life I live. Therefore, I will live a happy life. Thank you all for being here. Day 12 devotion. Namaste.